Hi, everybody. This is Alan Fine. I'm here with Sarah Best, who is the Executive Director of Global Sales for MGM Resorts International. Now, we have been following MGM Resorts International. We've had a couple of videos with Bill Hornbuckle, who has talked about what they're doing. And we even have a video back in 2017 where they're talking about safe, healthy rooms, long before this even became the topic du jour. So now MGM has been opening internationally, and we're going to talk to Sarah about that. And this is Insider Travel Report. So we've been writing about it, but let's have you tell us about how's MGM been dealing with the COVID-19 crisis.
Well, obviously, it's been a difficult time, not only for us, but for the whole industry and for everyone. So, we're managing through the entire process the best way that we can. And we closed all of our resorts back at mid-March, of course. And so at that time, we had to really focus in on our community, on our team members, and, put the focus where it needed to be at that time. And that was, an emergency employee grant fund that we put together. MGM Resorts put in the first 1 million, and that was quickly matched by another 1 million by Bruno Mars, which was a really cool thing to see.
Well, not just Bruno Mars, but I got a list here. Bill Maher, Carrot Top, David Copperfield, Boys to Men, David Spade. It goes on and on.
Right. It's pretty cool when you see those entertainers that, we consider family in some respect, really step up and show that they are a part of the MGM Resorts family, and they do care about our team members that they work with all the time. And so it was after Bruno Mars donated $1 million, then it kind of started flowing from there, and you saw more and more people step up. So that was super encouraging, and it was a silver lining that I think all of us needed to see and feel at that time. And that quickly grew to almost $13 million, that employee grant fund. So that's truly been such an amazing thing for our team members.
Jay Leno, Ray Romano.
Yeah.
It keeps going.
It's a pretty
I'm afraid.
impressive list.
Don't write us if we've left you out.
Yeah. Exactly. It's a pretty impressive list. And so that was kind of one of our first things was, of course, take care of our team and those team members at that time, and then really look at the community. And the company donated, meals in every community where we're located, not just Las Vegas, but donating meals in the community and giving a lot of the food to those in need. We work with 3 Square there in Las Vegas. That's a big partner of ours. And so just, supporting those that are around us during the time that we were closed. And that was really the best place to put our focus.
All right. Now, but you then put together a plan, a health safety plan called the 7-point plan. Let's talk about that, and then we'll talk about how you slowly, by regions, opened up.
Sure. So, we tagged months, of course, being closed for our team to really work with a great advisory board that had, people from the health community and some of the experts in this field to be advisors to us and say, okay, what is it that we're going to need to change before reopening these buildings? And so we rolled out the 7-point safety plan that you mentioned. And there's, extensive detail on all of that. So if that's something that you want to read every detail on, it's on our website.
I know, because I wrote it and put it and we published it.
Oh, excellent. Yeah. So, so it is on our website because it's going to continue to change some too. As the data, the science changes, we're going to keep updating it, of course. So the most updated version's always on our website, but that really was the guiding principles for us to roll out into all the properties as we opened. And so, and that includes things in all different area of the resort. So, one of my favorite parts that's come from this are the digital innovations. Not all of it is just hand sanitizer and plexiglass, right? There are really fun things that have come out of this too, and things that I think we've wanted to roll out for a long time, but this was a chance to really ramp up some of these projects that were in the midst and to say, okay, can we have all of these open by the time, ready by the time that we open? And so
what was your favorite digital thing?
Is the digital check-in. I think the digital check-in where you can completely bypass the front desk, have your digital key, you download the app, they verify the ID through the app, and so you can get your digital key and go directly to your hotel room. I don't think that the long lines at the front desk in Vegas are something that are going to be really missed. So I think it was a great thing that you had to really disperse that line. You couldn't have everybody congregating there. It's, again, not something anybody's going to miss. And to find a solution around that, I think, was a win for all. But then it wasn't just that digital check-in. We've taken that technology throughout the resorts. So we've integrated that into a lot of our restaurants and dining experience as well. You can now scan a QR code to put yourself onto the wait, your name, how many are in your party. It'll text you when your table's available, so you can walk around and enjoy the resort in the meantime. Come back to the restaurant, they'll seat you, and you have a digital QR code on the table for the menu, and it just continues on. And this is really phase one for us with it.
So, Sarah, you're an international company, and as I'm aware, on June 1st, it began to open up in Mississippi, of all places.
Right, exactly. That was one of our first properties to reopen.
And but you span everywhere. Some other places are like where?
Well, I would say first, our first hotels to close and reopen technically were the ones in China. Right, we have properties in Macau and Cotai, so those are really the first to feel the impact of this and to close and reopen. So we've been learning from their process and what they've gone through this whole time as well. And then when it really came and started impacting us in North America, then of course it started, with Vegas, but also our regional properties around the country as well. We've also got a partnership in Dubai, and then we're really focused on Japan moving forward too.
Okay. So now a number of properties have been open for a while, and the 7-point plan has been in effect. How has that been going?
It's been going really well. I think at first people thought, what is this going to look like? You've got plexiglass on casino floors. We have custom-built hand washing stations on casino floors, which I don't think any of us would have imagined, in any other time period, but it's working. Guests are using them. The employees are using them. And so to have that readily available is important. We're also giving complimentary masks to our guests. We have, mask dispensers and gloves around the property. There's definitely things that you wouldn't have expected to see, but I think that people welcome it and have been really thankful for all the things that have gone put in place.
Also, I like the fact that you made an announcement when there's all this controversy of whether to wear a mask or not. You just said, we're gonna make it, that's policy.
Correct. So all of our team members were wearing a mask from the beginning of opening the properties. And so we wanted to ensure that we were keeping them as safe as possible. We were highly encouraging guests to wear masks as well. But a few weeks into it, again, that's what we said, it's always going to continue to evolve and things are going to change. And as the advice, from the health departments comes out and changes, then we're going to change with that. And so we did make it mandatory. It is a mandate now in the state of Nevada as well. That all guests do wear a mask, or everyone wears a mask in public. So we do have those available for the guests complimentary if they don't have their own.
Even though you've got this 7-point plan, as I said, you guys have you've been focused on health for a long time. Let's talk about those Stay Well rooms.
Right. So the Stay Well product is something that we started back in 2012 at the MGM Grand. So it goes back a long way for us, and we started that product. It's both Stay Well guest rooms and Stay Well meeting space, and then we've expanded it since then to include Mirage, Park MGM, Luxor, Excalibur, New York, and then most recently during this time, we've added the product into the Bellagio, Aria, Mandalay Bay, Delano. So we continue to move this product.
Oh, but explain, what is the product?
Sure. So the thought really behind this product is to infuse wellness into the hotel features in your stay. So it really is kind of the trend that's been going on for years, right, with wellness travel, and kind of our answer to that. And the way that you're doing this, you're trying to maximize the experience and minimize the impact that travel has on the human body. As somebody who travels a lot, I appreciate that, with the fact that, we all deal with jet lag and all the different, factors that go along with travel, as amazing as it is. And so, you've got better air quality in these rooms with state-of-the-art air purification units in each room, and that's really helping to reduce allergens and toxins in the air. There's circadian lighting that really helps to, with that hormonal balance, again, the jet lag piece. And you've got mood-enhancing aromatherapy. You've got special nutritious menus that we've put together with the Cleveland Clinic of Wellness There's vitamin C showers. And so a lot of just really great features that are in these rooms.
Vitamin C showers?
Yes, and you can even purchase your own and have it at home online. So just really fun features that focus more on that wellness aspect.
And the beds, are they special?
Yeah, so we worked with actually Deepak Chopra as part of this whole initiative. And so it's, really worked to provide the best sleep possible. So it's been a really fun program to work with, and guests love it. And so I love to see it rolling out at more of our properties. And there are special floors that are dedicated as stay well floors at any of the properties that have this product available.
A big thing in Vegas is of course, the pools and the entertainment. And in the era of COVID, what's that like now?
So it's a bit different, right? We definitely look at ourselves as the entertainment capital of not only the world, right? But then we look at ourselves as an entertainment company. And so it is a piece of this that is extremely important. Pools are open. It's probably one of the top questions that we get. They are at a 50% max occupancy. There's social distancing available in the pool area. So we are taking all the precautions outdoors as well. As far as the entertainment schedule is concerned, everything is canceled right now through July. And so then we'll reevaluate really at the end of the month to see what's possible for August. Again, we're going to do things when it's safe to do so. So nightclubs are not open right now because it's not safe to have them open. So we're going to move into those different aspects when it's safe to do so. But there's different things that are emerging that, were there before. So for instance, the Mayfair Supper Club, we opened it on New Year's Eve. So it's not new in that sense. It was open prior to COVID, but it is new to the city. And it's a different type of entertainment when you have a small venue. This is really going back to kind of your traditional Vegas supper club feel. And so you have these entertainers in the middle of this venue that has floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the Bellagio fountains. There's really no other space that's like it. And you have amazing performances, and you're enjoying it from your own booth, right, separated from other groups, so you're able to do the spacing. And so it's a different thought process, I think, to entertainment. When we can't fill an arena or a large theater at this time, I think we're going to see more of this kind of smaller niche entertainment pop up because it is part of our lifeblood and what we really focus on with our company. And so there are still some really great options for the guests to experience on that side.
Great. So now what marketing efforts have you begun or are you planning to get people to come back to Vegas?
So much of it right now is educational. Everybody's trying to figure out what's new, what's different, how we're all working in this space. And so right now we're focused on educating everyone about the new policies, about the digital check-in, about what is available to them. It's really, it's a Vegas safely campaign that the LVCVA, our Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority, has been great at getting that message out of Vegas safely and how that's possible too. So I think between our marketing with MGM Resorts and then also what the city's doing, it's really more about educating and saying, hey, Vegas is open.
Now, let's talk about business and conventions. How are you going to bring them back to the property? And in fact, are any businesses already booked for later this year or next year for conventions?
We do still have conventions booked throughout, the remainder of 2020 and into 2021, of course. Now, exactly what's going to stay on the books versus what's going to, continue to cancel, we don't know yet. And I think so much of that, it just really comes back to what the guidance is. People are going to meet when they feel comfortable to do so and when we feel it's safe to do so. Right now in Las Vegas, the number of people that can gather together is at 50 people. Of course, with the size of conventions that we would normally have, that doesn't add up, right? That doesn't fit into the, those processes and protocols.
It's not Vegas style at 50.
Right, right. Well, you'd be surprised. I do say, 80% of our groups are 100 people or less, which people would never imagine in Las Vegas. Everybody thinks that, every group is thousands. And we actually do specialize in small meetings. And so that is something that I think people will learn more about as we move forward in this environment too.
Okay. So let's now get to the point of this thing, which is we're all about helping to train and guide our travel advisors. So how are you working with travel advisors at this time and tour operators to get business back?
Sure. Right now for us, so much of it is the communication piece. And so we have ramped up our webinar schedule that we do to the travel advisor community. We're doing multiple a week, almost one a day, I would say, between what we're hosting and putting out there, what the Las Vegas Convention Visitors Authority is putting out there that we're joining on, or partner webinars that they're asking us to join and do for their advisors. And so I think right now that's the biggest key, because everybody needs to understand what the current landscape is, what exactly is open, as all of the different policies and procedures change. 1 week masks were not mandatory, the next week they were. On a Tuesday, somebody asked me, when does Top Golf reopen? I said, I'm not sure yet. By Wednesday, we heard it was going to be Thursday. So things change that quickly that you answer, give somebody an answer on a Tuesday, and by Thursday it's out of date. And so that's why we feel like it's the continuous communication, to get that information out there, because the travel advisors are going to be the lifeblood, in my opinion, of bringing this back. And you have people also looking to travel advisors right now that may not have been before. I think people are seeing the value that they bring. And so, people who thought, oh, I can book Vegas on my own, I don't need to go to a travel advisor to book Vegas. Well, all of a sudden they have questions. And all of a sudden they want an expert's opinion. And so we want to make sure that they are the experts and that we're giving them the support that they need on that side too.
Well, they're also a backstop. I always talk about the fact that you have someone you can rely on. It's not just you now getting on the phone and getting yourself out of a mess.
Right. Sure. Yeah, we got to work as partners in this. Everybody's business has been impacted. So all of us are really, I think, coming together and working together to rebuild it.
So what would you say to travel advisors now about booking their clients? I mean, what should they tell them about the safety? It's kind of like a version of what you were just telling us.
Sure. I mean, I think, really it comes down to, every individual guest, has a different question, something that's important to them. And so, one is the information that's located on the website, in the sense that you've got the 7-point safety plan and you've got the list of exactly what's open, because some people are very particular about, there's a certain restaurant or there's a certain experience that they're looking for. So to really get into the nitty gritty, that's kind of, the best place to get those specific answers. But a lot of it is, is a mask required, or, are the pools open? Is this experience open? When are shows coming back? A lot of those questions that they're looking for. And so really just utilizing our team to help them, to be able to answer any of those specific questions.
And what you're also saying is that the travel advisor should know their client and then be able to address their concerns, and every client's different.
Right. Exactly. And that's the thing is, some people are going to be looking for a pool experience. And so understanding how do they book that cabana is going to be their number one concern. For another guest, the prime experience they're looking for is gaming.
Or buffet.
Yeah, or a buffet. Exactly. But that's the thing, right? Is a lot of people would love to come to Vegas because they love the buffets. That's true.
Right. And so what is it like now? And the fact that I think it's still all out there to look at and to admire, but you can't go grabbing it.
Well, so any buffet that is open is being served by our team. So, no one is self-serving at any buffet. So it's just, it's going to change, reshape how I think we all work in that environment moving forward.
Okay. Anyway, we've got over 100,000 travel advisors watching. Any final thoughts for them?
To the travel advisor community, I would say, thank you first and foremost. You are a vital part of our business. And like I said, it's going to take all of us together to bring this back and to rebuild travel. And so we are here to help you in any way that we possibly can, to answer your questions, to give you the support that you need. And so please don't hesitate to reach out. We can't wait to help you welcome guests back to MGM Resorts in Las Vegas.
That is great. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Thanks so much for having us.
And this is Alan Fine for Insider Travel Report.